This is a picture of Sharon with her cousin Sandy. I took this in Miami on our first trip. We drove down from Detroit to Miami so Sharon could be with her family for Christmas. And I'll give you a little background on how Sandy came to Miami from Detroit. First year Sharon was in Miami, she worked at a department store downtown as a teenager and saved her money because she wanted to desperately go back to Detroit to visit everyone, as any teenager would do who would get homesick. So she saved her money and she flew back to Detroit to visit everyone. And in the process of seeing everyone, she stopped in to see, of course, her family. And when she stopped in to see one of the family members, she found Sandy laying on a bed. She looked sickly, she was underweight, and the only ones taking care of her were her two brothers. Now they did the best they could, but you got to remember, these boys weren't even teenagers, they were just kids themselves. So Sharon took one look at Sandy and it broke her heart. And she got on the phone with her mother in Miami and told her mother, she said, I got to bring Sandy back with me. I've got to help her. And her mother said, of course, and she agreed. And Sharon got permission from Sandy's mother to bring her to Miami. So Sharon got back on the plane, headed for Miami. And this was a long flight because this was not a jet plane, this was a prop plane. So to save money, Sandy sat on Sharon's lap. But sitting on Sharon's lap, she peed all over her. So for hours, Sharon had to sit there with pee all over her own dress and everything else until she got back to Miami. Sharon was about 16 years old and Sandy was 2 years old at the time Sharon brought her back. And Sandy went on to grow up in Miami and to graduate from high school, and then she went on to have a family of her own, and we were very involved with her life and her family life until her passing. But I was super impressed with how Sharon had the fortitude to rescue someone who was going to have problems growing up, physical, etc. So, babe, you did a wonderful job. Fantastic.